Kansas leads 1-0.
It doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are two of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infinity, empower the drive.
Welcome back to Lawrence, where the Kansas Jayhawks have taken the opening set over the Kentucky Wildcats, 25-23. Lee Fleisig, Jill Dorsey Hall with you, and leave it to an All-American to put the wraps on that opening set, because Kentucky had fought off 3 straight set points, and before Kansas was finally able to close it out. Anise Havili really doing a difficult job at the net.
And Coach B said, you know, she just makes plays when we need it. She has that good sense. And this one, there's another play that really needed to be made. I mean, this is exactly it. And so we go here. Allie Nelson has his first contact, tries to hold on to it, just doesn't hold on to it enough. And this play, you got to think Anise Havili is facing the other way. She has to jump and then go, not get in the net, control her body, and then presses enough power to go up against a 6'5" middle blocker on the other side. I just love, she's such a fierce competitor, and Anise Havili, and what a big time play from your senior.
So Kansas strikes first. Well, you talked about Kentucky and the fight that the Wildcats would have, but Kansas certainly did not want to let that first set slip away after 3 set points.
And they went down to as many as 4 points in that early going, and they just really settled into it. Forced a little bit more errors. Kentucky had 5 service errors to 1 ace. I love the hitting percentage. That was one of the key aspects that Coach Bouchard said, you know, I'm really pleased. I think we're hitting at a very efficient clip. That's extremely efficient, 353 as a team, spearheaded by Madison Rigdon, 6 kills, no errors on 10 attempts. So they haven't had an answer for Rigdon. But, you know, the blocking really hasn't been a part of it. There's been both teams have covered their hitters really well. Kansas has yet to notch a service ace, but what you're going to get on a highly contested match like that, 25-23, fairly close in those statistical categories.
We thought this would be a good one.
Yeah.
That opening set is an indication it's going to live up to the billing. A lot of fun to watch as Taylor Alexander checks into the Kansas lineup.
So we saw Cheadle in that first set. In this set, we're going to see Taylor Alexander. So last year, we lost Taylor Susie, a 4-year player as a middle hitter for Kansas. And then now we're seeing Taylor Alexander, who's going to come out because Allie Nelson's going to have that libero position for the Jayhawks. So you're going to see her coming in when she comes to the front 3 rows.
All right, Kansas taking the opening set. Tori Miller will serve it up to start set number 2. Lily sets it back to Brooke Morgan. And the senior powers it away.
And all 3 options. It's a hard rotation to defend against Kentucky when they have those 3 live attackers. And then Morgan on the outside of a beautiful tempo ball from Madison Lilly, the setter.
Morgan 6'5". Havili sets it for Payne. That's there from Meredith Jewell. Payne is there to stop it.
They're going to get Zoe Hill in the net, I believe. And I think they're going to challenge this. Yeah, good challenge by Coach Bouchard as they're going to take a look at this early on. I mean, I think Leah Edmond, I believe, with her swings, really swung through this ball and hit the net. They're saying it was Kansas, and a big smile from Leah Edmond from Kentucky. So look at her follow through on this attack, and she's going to be in the net. And they called Kansas Zoe Hill in the net. So I think there's enough clear and convincing evidence that this is going to be overturned and points going to be to Kansas.
Well, I think you can even see Aaliyah Edmond grab her hand after she hits that net. I think she's still working on those fingers.
The ball's set out to the outside. Watch her follow through right there.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a block right back down.
Yeah, she caught her finger in the net.
Yeah, it was a clear net violation. They called it on Kansas. See if there's enough evidence there to overturn and go against Kentucky. But Coach Bouchard calls that challenge. Again, you have 3 challenges calls. Challenges able to use for both head coaches. You use them and lose them. And take a look from this side. You can just see what her follow through. Zoe clearly doesn't think it's her.
Yeah.
She was pretty excited about that play.
Well, live, it certainly looked like Zoe Hill had plenty of room between herself and the net.
We're taking a long look at this play. And, you think, wow, gosh, this is early in that second set, but every point matters.
Absolutely.
It truly does. And, they don't overturn this. Kentucky's up to a 2-0 lead. Some of those little plays can build momentum for your side, which leads to 2-3 points. And between 2 high-caliber teams, that could be all the difference. Take a look at that right arm, and she grabs kind of her hand after she follows through.
She got her finger caught in the net pretty clearly, and she was still even now is still kind of working her hand. It's not going to go Kansas's way. You can tell by the reaction from Ray Bouchard. Call stands. We'll have to get an explanation on that.
Well, I can understand why he pulled a challenge, no doubt. I mean, I saw it the other way, but here now Kansas has a little bit of adversity. Early going.
Kentucky in black serves it up. Navili outside to Rigdon. Off the hands and out of play. Kansas on the board here in the second set.
A steady Madison Rigdon coming out here, tooling the block, knowing that it's not set, tagging that right hand. 7 kills, no errors on 11 attempts. That's 636 from your outside hitter.
Nice serve there from Allie Nelson. But a big hit. The Wildcats, it was like 2 heavyweights going at it. This is not a counter-punching fight, is it?
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, it's just quick, and the block isn't moved out far enough to get a hand on that.
The ball is thumping off the court right now. Really, outside to Rigdon. Quick set that time to Taylor Alexander. Really tries Payne this time. Off Gabby Curry, a point to Kansas.
And Curry upset with herself. She's done a wonderful job in that libero position as a true freshman for Kentucky. Gets a hand on that, but just can't control it. And Kelsey Payne, it was the tempo of that play up above with some firepower. Cleaning off the floors. It's lively in here.
It's warm lively. Too.
Both these teams know that this would be a huge win to their resume.
How about Taylor Alexander going up strong? A little tight to the net for Madison Lilly.
She said, I'm not going to let a setter win this battle, not this joust battle. And what's so hard to understand, too, it's who presses last. Low and last oftentimes wins that joust. Not always, right? And timing is a big part of that. And you're the last one, and she was definitely the last one to press.
Alexander got a hand on that one with Havili. Alexander again. This time Kentucky able to put it away.
Questioning if there was an antenna, if it hit the antenna on that. Coach B asking his teammates, saying, did that hit the antenna? So both teams a little bit unsure of what really. So let's take a good look at this. See if the ball hits on the attack, hits or outside of the antenna. I don't think it was. It just.
Kelsey Payne was calling it immediately. She had probably the best look of it. Really sets it for Alexander. That just wide. This one looked close too.
Yeah, that was close. That could have, I don't know, your coach Bouchard, though, you've already used one challenge.
The overpass, and Cass Brown makes the Jayhawks pay.
And A quick 3-point lead here for Kentucky. Just couldn't hold on to this and trying to get it perfect up to your setter, but an overpass is almost as a free gift to Kaz Brown.
Off the tape and an ace. Kentucky rolling along right now, 7-3.
And this goes back to the serve pass element. This is a seam ball. It's right in between Tori Miller and Allie Nelson.
Just caught the tape. That one's wide.
Well, it was Leah Edmond, and she struggled from the service line in that first set, but a good response from your sophomore. Although she follows that up with an air. You'll take that ratio in that second set, ace to air. Now Kansas, Madison Rigdon already has 9 aces on the season to lead the Jayhawks. So what about a bit of a hybrid serve, a jump float, but also has some side rotation.
Serves up an ace, make it 10. That was nasty.
And not a lot of players can play that one up. I mean, that was just dropping a dime right on the line. No question. And with some pace, the trajectory of the serve is so low to the net, too, that makes it difficult. And then it either cuts away from you, either way.
Curry handles that one.
Wonderful job.
Kansas outside for Brown.
From Curry on that response on that pass. I mean, this is good response. And Kaz Brown, the senior middle blocker, just mishits that one off 1 foot.
Another big serve from Rigdon. Now Kansas with a chance. Alexander with a quick ball. Alexander showing some athleticism.
And showing why she had 100-plus blocks last season at Ole Miss. I mean, she's coming in here and showing that, hey, I play at this level. I play up here with everyone else, and just snapping it back down. I love this senior. I mean, I enjoyed my talks with her early going, and just her journey with the sport of volleyball and coming here. And she wanted to join a top program, transferring in from Ole Miss.
Rigdon with another nice serve. Chance for Kansas. Alexander. And Taylor Alexander has provided a nice spark here in the second set.
And it's a senior sense about her, too. I mean, she is not a youthful player in her volleyball career. I mean, this is it. This is her last hurrah. She is focused. She is a big-time presence on the net, and she's really fit nicely into this team.
Really outside to burst.
Jada Burrs, welcome to the party. You're talking about a player that can touch high and above 10 foot. I mean, she's one of them.
And Kentucky needs a timeout as Kansas has run out to a 9-7 lead here in the second set. The Jayhawks took the opening set and now lead in the second here on Spectrum Sports.
They say you don't choose the app chooses you. It can stream the games and shows that I love, and it's there whenever I need it.
Finding out your best players on bye after kickoff? That's bad fantasy. Getting alerts you need before kickoff? Good fantasy. Sign up now at ESPN.com/goodfantasy.
Welcome back to Lawrence, where the Kansas Jayhawks have stormed back here in this second set to lead 9-7. Leif Leisick, Jill Dorsey Hall with you, and boy, Taylor Alexander, welcome to the squad. She has been a nice addition, as you mentioned it, but especially big here in this second set.
Yeah, early, a big-time spark from the senior coming in and just being a force at the net, offensively and defensively.
Outside Skinner, Avery Skinner, the freshman, takes the set from Madison Lilly and just pounds away.
If Avery Skinner has any kind of seam, she's going to get there, and she's going to get there quick. I mean, the firepower and the just heavy arm swing from the freshman.
Really chases it down. First swings away. Nice angle. Dug out by Skinner. Really wants burst again. Finds a nice angle and puts it past the diving Gabby Curry.
That was what you like to see there is the adjustment just from Jada Burst on this play. I mean, she was off of the net, and she made a smart play deep in the floor. I mean, you talk about the rise and just the improvement from your freshman. I think that jump has been very significant from Jada Burst, and you're going to continue to see that. Just the smart plays that she's going to make. And, man, I think big things ahead from her. I know we haven't talked about her a lot in this match, but she's provided some great plays for the Jayhawks.
Skinner with a big hit again. Off the Kansas block and point to Kentucky. Boy, how do you think they feel in the SEC knowing that Avery Skinner and Leah Edmond are there for the next 2 years after this one?
Right.
And Madison Lilly setting for him.
We talk about the freshman class that Kentucky had. I mean, a very highly touted.
Kansas able to answer with a dump there. 11-9 KU now.
Coach Bouchard said, she just has a sense of when their team needs it. And how about that timing right there? I mean, everybody was on their heels, not expecting that setter dump at all.
Lilly tracks it down. Hill got a hand on it. Kansas able to survive a tough point there.
And Zoe Hill has made some athletic plays. I mean, that's your middle blocker setting up at your outside hitter. Jada Burst, smart play there. Continue on, not try to do too much with the ball. You'll take the attacking error for the Jayhawks.
Lily's done a nice job and sets it nicely there for Emily Franklin.
She has, man. She is a true freshman for Kentucky. And Coach Skinner said, she's coming to camp since she was in 7th grade. And we just kind of had our eyes on her.
Not your typical freshman.
Early on. And, man, she's one of the best setters coming out of the country last year from high school. And showing why she's able to step in right away and run a 5-1 system.
This time it's Jada Burst for the Jayhawks. Kansas answering Kentucky swing for swing.
Very workmanlike from Jada Burst. That hold, very mature. I felt like those 3 rows from her and just being steady, extremely dynamic and athletic. And Jada Burst now has only 3 kills, but I think she's playing very well.
Tough ball to handle. And Kansas has really done a pretty good job serving today. Tori Miller with that one.
And this is that rotation where they've had some positive movement in this category on some point scoring from these 3 rows.
Lilly sets it back this time for Brooke Morgan, who goes deep and scores it for the Wildcats.
Well, from an efficiency standpoint, it has been Brooke Morgan that has led the and in the kill category. 7 kills, 1 error on 9 attempts. So hitting .667 is your senior right side.
Really wants Rigdon. Nice angle from Madison Rigdon. You see her snap that one cross court?
Yeah, that's what we call thumb down in a hurry. Right there. I mean, she goes up and says, here you go, Leah. Here you go. It is impressive right now what Madison Rigdon is doing on every aspect of the game. But look no further. 8 kills, no errors on 13 attempts.
Rigdon with a nice block.
And a block.
Wow.
Keep an eye on her left hand, okay? Watch it. She gets all of this with her left hand, and she keeps it high, and she presses it in just enough, because if her hand was angled just straight on, it would have ricocheted and went out of bounds, but she curved it in at the last second to push it back into the floor. Well done from their senior.
What kind of strength does that take for your offhand to be able to take that shot and turn it back?
Well, when you have a good block and you feel a block, and your whole body is just almost like as strong as possible. I mean, when you go up there and your entire body is just pressed over and really just flexing over, and your hands, your fingers are strong, your shoulders are strong. It's an impressive move from a senior. Just a little quick step out, gather coil, press over the net. That was a big time solo block.
All right, Kentucky called timeout. Let's take a look at Leah Edmond here. Left side as Edmond goes after that ball. Oh, it gets maybe stepped on there a little bit.
I hope she's okay.
She may have been stepped on that right arm.
I think she's out there, but yeah, keep an eye on Leah Edmond.
She's already got her finger on that right hand that got caught into the net earlier in this set. So we'll watch Leah Edmond, the sensational sophomore for Kentucky.
One of the top 12 players in the country to keep an eye on. Leah Edmond, Kelsey Payne, they're both in this match, going head to head. It's been a battle.
Allie Nelson for Kansas, up 16-11. Really had a tough ball to set there. Alexander and Rigdon. Didn't seem to affect her there.
No, not at all. And you had Kelsey Payne looking by, and she's just like shrugging her shoulders. I mean, not much you can do on that. She just hitting over the top of the block and showing why she's one of the premier attackers in the country.
Mackenzie Watson now for Kentucky. Rigdon to Taylor on a quick ball. Taylor Alexander has been very, very good.
And once again, in system. I mean, this pass was perfect for the Jayhawks to run their offense. I mean, Anissa really didn't have to move. That's a one-on-one attacking option there. And Alexander wins that battle. She has definitely been a spark. Didn't see her in that first set, but you're seeing her in the second set. 4 kills, only 1 error, hitting .429 for the Jayhawks.
Outside to Rigdon. Tough ball to handle. Payne able to handle it. Now Rigdon swings. Dumped over by Lily. She's a heady player as well.
Just so poised. I mean, she's played at such high-level volleyball already. Coming here and sensing no one's jumping with me. I have this area of the floor wide open. Rally has gone on.
Back to Rigdon.
Wow.
Did you see her shoot between that block?
Well, the thing is that you think, wow, there's nowhere she's going to be able to go in this play. I mean, this sets in a little bit inside. She doesn't have her feet quite to the ball, but she just works with anything. I mean, any sliver, Madison Rigdon gets it through, and it makes it so difficult for the opponent to defend.
I'm telling you, she made that adjustment in mid-flight and took it right between the block. Rigdon with a nice dig there. Well, he sends it outside to Skinner. Allie Nelson was there. Jada burst. Blocked by Kaz Brown. Somebody was in the net there. Point to Kentucky.
Allie Nelson with a dig. Saying, Skinner has been to that sharp corner time and time. That just feels good as a libero. I mean, you're like, okay, I seen where you go. Bring the power. I'm just going to put it up there perfectly for my setter. Well done, Allie Nelson.
Jayhawks still leading by 4 here in this second set after taking the opening set, 25-23. Outside to Jada Burse. Nice stick from Mackenzie Watson. Rare mistake from Avery Skinner.
Finally showing maybe she's a freshman. I mean, it seemed like she had been air-free.
She doesn't hit like it, does she?
No, I mean, so much power, but Kansas will take that. Really, in this second set, I mean, I know Kentucky jumped up to the early 2-0 lead, but since then, Kansas has just continued to put a little bit more onto that pedal and just a little bit more firepower and have been consistent with serve and pass.
Better keep your foot on the accelerator against Kentucky. First with a nice block. Skinner. Addie Berry there with a save. First plays it over.
Yeah, it's one play by Jada.
Skinner. The ball hit the floor. It looked like Payne would have just maybe touched the floor as Payne made a nice diving attempt.
Well, Addie Berry making a play. diving into that seam. Play goes on, and then a smart adjustment from Skinner. We had that attacking air, and then she said, you know, I haven't shown a little tip right over the block. Finesse.
First swings wide.
One of the first ball handling errors we've seen in this second set for the Jayhawks. Now we're going to see them specialize here for Kelsey Payne.
Burst plays it. Mavili back to Burst. And talk about the growth of Jada Burst in her sophomore year, and you can really see it, can't you?
Yeah, and she didn't try to do too much. A little give and go here as she has to pass that first contact. And again, it's just deep in the floor. I mean, we know Jada Burst, can hit so hard, right? But I love just the adjustment that she did with her racket hand and her connection there with the ball.
Kansas, the first to 20 now at 2016, and you can see the perspiration on the court. It is warm here inside Horish.
I was giving a little women's basketball love there to Jada Brown. I mean, I was going back to my...
You're going into basketball mode already.
It was. I feel like Kansas, Kentucky has that like basketball feel a little bit. What a play from Madison Lilley.
I was just going to say, Madison Lilley just saved that one, didn't she?
She saved the point, no doubt. I mean, she went over and set this, and Coach Richard is going to argue that she was on the other side, but there was nobody there.
All right, Kansas still by 3. Really wants Zoe Hill.
Well, Zoe Hill can produce a highlight reel, no doubt. But the pass here was on point, and then Zoe Hill can just get you at you in a hurry.
You were in basketball mode. That's like a tomahawk slam.
Yeah, that was no question. That one just probably felt good. She's a sophomore, so she's so fun to watch, though. I mean, traditionally, you would say maybe undersized and height-wise, but she makes up for it in leaping ability.
She's right up there with Kelsey Payne, right?
Yeah, jumping, no doubt.
Healy plays that one. Allie Nelson over to Payne. Strength will save you a lot of time.
Well, you know, that's a hard ball. Everyone in the gym knows where this ball is going. Anise took the first ball, secondary set from Allie Nelson, and then you just throw it up there to Kelsey Payne.
And Avili with a nice pat on the back to Allie Nelson.
I know we talked about Rigdon, but Kelsey Payne is also airless. She has 7 kills, no errors, hitting .538.
Hill and Payne were there. Avili plays it. Nelson to Rigdon. Darian Mack. Like the last one to get it for Kentucky.
And Zoe gets to that ball late, but gets a positive hand on it. And then Madison Rigdon just trying to cut it back line. And Mack just staying disciplined there on that right side. First time we're seeing her in the ball game.
Harper Hempel, the senior, in to serve. Really sets it high for Payne. Allie Nelson with a nice attempt at a dig, but can't redirect it in the court.
And this was just too much from Leah Edmond. Allie had a positive read on the play, so she's there, she's seeing it.
Court maintenance there.
See if Kansas runs a double quick in the middle to to Zoe Hill and Kelsey Payne on this play. They've had some success with a double quick. Don't have to. Service error.
Good call there from Tori Miller to let it sail long.
Yeah.
Kansas 2 points away from the second set.
The Jayhawk Littles, as they call them. So the defensive specialist, back row players do a lot of the little things like an offensive line would do in football. You know, a lot of the little things that maybe go, not unnoticed, I wouldn't say unrecognized, but just some of the small communication things that prove to be so big.
Wow. Leah Edmond just brought it.
Yeah, that was a rocket. I mean, in a pop, you can hear it when she hits the ball so fast. That's almost just like, you know what? Kudos to you, Leah Edmond.
I didn't study kinesiology, but there is a chain reaction there that ends with a giant thump. Now Madison Rigdon. Kaz Brown got a hand on that one. Edmond this time is blocked.
Oh, as fast as it can go, that's as quick as it can come back over. I mean, that's just, and I was looking forward to this matchup. You know, it's Leah Edmond, it's Kelsey Payne, it's two All-Americans, heavyweights. And you know Leah Edmond wants the ball back.
Oh,
you know she does.
Set points now for Kansas. Lily sets it to Kaz Brown, who hits it wide. Second set to the Jayhawks, 25-20. The Kansas Jayhawks in control of the second set. They lead it now, 2-0.